Welcome back, guys. Welcome to the Freed After Dark show. I know we've focused a lot on the bad so far, but today we're doing something a little different. We're talking about something that isn't so bad. I think it's a topic a lot of people can relate to, or at least I hope so, because it's not a bad memory at all. Have you ever had someone in your life who just triggered a massive wave of nostalgic feeling for you? Someone you love dearly, and even though you hadn't seen them in years, all you ever hoped was that on some level they were happy. Well, I triggered a memory of a person just like that last night. I was talking to my Bama buddy, and shout out, Bama buddy, I miss you. You're awesome. Giving her some life advice about a situation with someone close to her. I love you, Bama buddy. But it got me thinking about someone. She was one of the few relationships that I had ever had that didn't turn into a complete dumpster fire and a total shit show. To be perfectly fucking honest. Now, this has been years ago, but we were pretty damn close for a while. We worked together, and even though she lived out of town, I would meet up with her whenever she was in the area. And honestly, the first time I met her, she was amazing. I could tell the feeling was genuinely mutual, and that's a rarity for me. We became fast friends, and then one night after dinner, well, and some substance abuse, we became more than that. So, it was kind of a surprise, but it turned into what it was. It was amazing. Now, that arrangement continued for several years. We worked, we played, and we spent more and more time together while she was in town. Honestly, we loved each other in a way I don't think either of us had ever had before. Conversations were deep. They were amazing at times. I had never had something that amazing. She was beautiful. She was tiny compared to me. And I'm not a big guy, but she was like 5'1", just a small statured woman with long black hair. And we would lay there and talk for hours, lay there holding each other and just talking, just bullshitting, just telling each other memories and about our lives. I heard all about her childhood. She knew things about me that I had never told another living soul. We were a real safe space for each other, and I don't think either of us had had that before. It was an amazing feeling. I'm sitting here smiling right now just thinking about it and about the times we had together laying there. Things got pretty serious. We discussed plans for a future, but it didn't come to fruition. One of the regrets of life. But she proved to me that I was capable of truly loving someone, which I had really begun to doubt at that point. I never could see what she saw in me, but she said she just felt safe in my arms, and honestly, I let her spend a lot of time in them, and I loved every second of it. She would run her fingers through my hair. I'm a hairy guy, in case you haven't found that out yet. And she would laugh. She would tell me I was her own personal Wookiee. And I would tease her back. I'd tell her she was my tiny crab rangoon. And she would laugh at the comment and then inform me, hey, not everyone likes crab rangoon. But I did. I always have. And I've always had nicknames for women that revolve around foods because, well, I'm not a skinny man. In case you haven't noticed. And the name's kind of stuck. It was a weird attempt at humor between lovers, which we remained lovers for a long time. I can remember so much. I can remember her voice, her scent, the way she smelled exactly, her laugh, the way we'd lay there and look at each other. And I'm reminiscing now. It's very nostalgic for me. I can remember when she asked me to finally take the step of living together, though, and being in the situation we were in, I didn't agree. I brushed the idea off rather quickly. Remained in the same situation for a while longer, and then she brought the idea up again. She proposed even more this time. She wanted full commitment. She wanted to be life partners, as she called it. And I read between the lines, and I ended up confirming that, yeah, she was kind of proposing, which was weird for me. It usually goes the other way around. The guy usually proposes. So that was a little weird. But I wasn't complaining. I just brushed it off. Honestly, though, I was in total disbelief. That wasn't usually how that worked at all. And honestly, I was confused for a while. She was leaps and bounds better with money than me. She still is, as far as I know. And she owned a house. She said we could have the life we had talked about, the one we dreamed about. And honestly, I was a drug addict. I wasn't so sure about it. It seemed way too good to be true. So honestly, I just kind of brushed it off again, and we continued the same arrangement for a couple more years. Um, Finally, one day we were up to our usual adventures. Um, we'd finished our work together for the day, and we ended up in her hotel room. And I can remember laying there. We were talking again. We were just laying there, and I was holding her. But after a long kiss, she looked at me, and she looked me in the eye and informed me that she was taking another job and she couldn't return for the visits on a regular basis anymore. It was now or never, and with me, ultimatums like that don't usually work out. So honestly, at that point, I considered it though. I considered it a lot harder than I had the previous times. She said she'd pay for my moving costs. She was offering the exact life together that we had laid around and dreamed about so many times. But it was at that exact moment I knew I could never offer her the life she deserved. We had fun. We loved each other. We held each other. We held each other so tight that night. But I ended up saying I still wouldn't do it. No matter the offer, no matter how she pleaded. I can remember the tears in her eyes. I can remember how she got up after one last kiss, one long kiss there in bed, and cried as she got dressed. And I felt like complete dog shit. Lower than anything I had ever felt before. But we loaded her things into the car and I saw her off that time. I dropped her off at the airport for the last time before she left. She asked me to reconsider, and God, I wanted to so bad. But at that point, I had self-sabotaged it in my own mind, to the point that I couldn't. I just couldn't. I confirmed I couldn't do it out of some self-imposed, self-loathing punishment. I didn't deserve her, I thought. Obviously, I didn't see what she saw. And all these years later, I finally understand what she saw. She didn't see the drug addict. She didn't see the worthless little boy I saw when I looked in the mirror. She saw the man that she loved. And who loved her, but he wouldn't let himself love her. She saw the mind she fell in love with. The hours of talking. The hours of laying there holding each other. Skin to skin. The person who understood her. Who she understood better than anyone had ever understood either one of them before. But meanwhile, I couldn't see it. Out of some misplaced loyalties and a self-loathing I still fight with today. But for years, we stayed in touch, and honestly, we still loved each other. We always confirmed it. We always continued on with life. And we lived our lives. But we always spoke to each other the same way we had always spoke to each other. We always made sure we knew we still loved each other. We told each other every detail of our lives on those phone calls. And honestly, we always listened intently as if our life depended on it. All these years later, I look back on that and I realize that although you can love someone with all your heart, sometimes that's just not enough to be with them. If you don't love yourself, you can't ever love somebody else. And I've never understood that. I really didn't. But the time we spent together was some of the best times of my life. Even working together was an amazing fucking time. And, you know, I smile when I think of all of these times, all these years later. The last I heard, she had lived with family. She had bought a larger house and was doing pretty well, actually. And that last time I spoke to her, She asked me that time just to come live with her. She didn't care. She didn't care how long it had been. She didn't care about any of it. She just wanted me. And I still wanted her. I wanted her more than anything. But out of that deep seated self hatred, I refused that last time. Even today, there's still much that I wish I could tell her. So many things I wish I hadn't left unsaid. Because if you know me, I don't like leaving things unsaid. I still love her, even though there's so much we've missed out on. I mean, last time I talked to her, I didn't have a peg leg for sure, and honestly, I'm sure she thinks back on our times together as well. I'm sure she always has. Or maybe this is all just wishful thinking. I mean, like I said, I wasn't a pirate the last time we spoke and all, and I wasn't doing great, but I wasn't as sick as I have been either. But if she called again today, I'm not even sure what I would say. I would ask her so many things, though. I'm not going all into them today. There's a list. I've got it. I know it. I know it by heart because that's where it's written. I don't know if she's listening. By some off chance, somewhere, wherever, I know where she was, but honestly, I don't have any way to contact her. She changed her number. I don't know why or how. Well, I know how, obviously. You change your number, it's pretty fucking easy. That was a stupid thing to say. But if she is listening, I miss you. If nothing else, I hope you're happy. I hope someday I hear from you again, but honestly, that's not how life works. I mean, it's not some fucking rom com where after years you get back in touch and run off and get married in fucking Vegas or some shit. Um, I'm still a Wookiee though. I'm sure you could still be my tiny crab rangoon. But I'm also not sitting here waiting with my dick in my fucking hand either. Uh, I'm sure you're out there living life like I have been, and I'm sorry. Sometimes life isn't fair. It's not a game. It doesn't have to be fair. It's life. But in the grand scheme of things, it just is what it is. You can blame it all on me. I do. I mean, literally, all I had to do was say yes. But I just didn't think I could provide the life you deserved. I don't know why I'm talking to you directly here. I doubt you'll ever hear this. But if you do, I'm still not even sure if I could. However, I would be more inclined to at least give it a try today. Still, like I said, remember so much, and I'll always miss you. I hope you're well. I hope on some level life has been kind to you and your closest family. But if nothing else, I guess goodbye. I'm putting that out there for the universe. Um, my universe at least. But no, I'll never forget you either. Um, never. Alzheimer's couldn't wipe you out of my memory. I I wish this wasn't goodbye. I wish I never said goodbye. I wish I hadn't done all of this out of some misplaced sense of loyalty to other things, and um, I wish I would have just said yes. Uh, we only get, you know, so many tries. Um, I can say that, like, I can say I've never felt that way about anyone else. I never thought I could love someone the way I loved you. And that's a lot to say. but that's where I'm gonna leave off. I don't know why I decided to make this today. I don't really have any clue. Other than the fact that it was on my mind, and the memories made me smile. This wasn't a bad experience. This wasn't a shit show. This didn't turn into the reverse King Midas where everything you touch turns to shit. I've had so many of those, and I've shared so many of those stories with you guys. Um, every fucking relationship almost turned into fucking shit, and I was left there wondering what the fuck went wrong. But with you, it wasn't. I knew what went wrong. It was my fault. Like, you were wonderful. And that's the hardest part. But at the same time, those memories were all worth it. Um, I would do things differently this time. I would treat you better. I would get off the drugs. I would come do whatever you needed. I would try my goddamnedest to be the man you deserved. And that's that's where I'm at. That's what I'm trying to do now. Even if you'll never know about it, I'll know about it, and I'm gonna be the best person I can be. Now that doesn't mean I'm gonna fix everything overnight. That doesn't mean I'm gonna be perfect. I'm still gonna say shit like fuck and retard and like gay. Like I don't even have anything wrong against gay people. I have a lot of gay people that I love that are great people, but just know that I'm gonna say it. Like fuck, I said it right there. Fuck, you know. Um, but that's where I'm leaving off. I hope you guys enjoyed this trip down memory lane because I did. Um, it's one of those things that brings happy tears to your eyes because you'll never forget it. It was one of the best times of my life and one of the few times I actually felt alive. I have spent so many minutes of my life wondering whether I was even real, but I am. I know that now. I know I am exactly what I make myself now. That's why I'm working on me. And if I ever see you again, just know I'm going to be leaps and bounds better than the man you knew back then. And maybe that alone will chase you away. I don't know. I don't fucking know anymore. Because the world's a crazy fucking place. But I want to thank you guys all for listening. I hope you liked this story, and I'll see you on the next one. And I love everybody, and I love you. And don't forget, like, reach out. My email will be in the comments. And, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I was trying to do something a little different here, and I think we're going to stick with this for a while. We're going to stick with happy memories. Because, you know, focusing on the shit shows of life is just that. It's focusing on the shit shows. And I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to do so much more. Because life is full of beautiful things. And the smartest people struggle to see anything beautiful sometimes. So maybe that's what we need to present to the world is the beautiful things that we want to see more of. To see better of. Um, Obviously, I left it pretty vague here. She knows who she is. If she hears the nickname, she'll know that moment because my fat ass always referred to partners as some type of food. We had pancakes, Um, we had the frijoles. Because I'm an idiot, and I'm fat, and I like food, and I always loved my partners. But her, I loved more than I ever knew was possible, and I fucked it up. I did it out of some self loathing that I can't explain, but um, maybe it was for the best. Maybe the love of my life is coming along, and I'll meet her. And maybe maybe I'm not. Maybe things are just gonna stay the way they are. I don't fucking know anymore. I don't care. I really don't, because you know what? Like, I'm awesome, and I'm sitting in a room full of mirrors, and you know what? It's the most fucking amazing experience, because I'm in a room full of fucking greatness. And I love you guys.